I just want to let go my own. Yes, y'all know I had to turn me on some jams, okay? Sis had to make sure that I started off in the right way, okay? It's very important for you to definitely, try to get in the Christmas spirit. I know we are in a weird time, but got to bring in the Christmas spirit. As always, I am here for Women Supporting Women Wednesdays. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I am here every Wednesday at 9:15 for Women Supporting Women Wednesdays, and I am honored for you to be up here with me today. Thank you so much for continuing to follow my journey, continuing to follow me, and continuing to click, like, and share, okay? So if you are on here right now, be sure to share this with a friend. Be sure to click, like, hell, do the play all, okay? We're trying to get the views up. We're trying to get this podcast popping. I'm going to convert this show to a podcast soon. So I'm definitely working on that. So once again, thank you for joining Women Supporting Women Wednesdays. I am here every Wednesday at 9:15 to talk to a different boss chick. Tonight, I am the boss chick, okay? So sometimes we got to toot our own horn. And, I just celebrated my birthday. I'm super blessed. I'm grateful. Sis got a tan. I just came from Aruba. That was my birthday gift to myself. So before I get started in all the Christmas cheer, I wanted to really definitely jump into and dive into traveling internationally and traveling alone altogether, right? So I have so many people asking me questions about traveling and traveling by myself and how does that work, right? And so I'm gonna like respond to like three of those questions. So the first one was like, how do you know that you're going somewhere safe? How do you pick the location? And for me, I am very mindful of where I stay, the category. Make sure it's a nice hotel. Not saying that something can't happen in a nice hotel, because it can, but the chances are slimmer, right? Definitely stay in an area where a lot of people, where people are, where other people will be at, where I don't stick out like a sore thumb. The second thing is, doing things within groups. Being mindful of your surroundings, where you are, what you're doing. It was weird this time traveling internationally, coming back from Aruba. Customs stopped me, and they wanted to know, do I travel by myself normally? How many days was I there? What do I do for a living? And I realized that they were thinking that maybe I was trafficking drugs or something, right? I'm a single female. I'm by myself. I've been in the city for a couple of days, and now I'm flying back to the U.S. They like, yeah, what's up, sis? What's going on with you? And I stay calm, So you definitely got to know what to say. You got to definitely know how to move. You definitely have to be mindful of your surroundings. And I didn't do a lot of like things outside of the hotel. Anything that I did do, I made sure that I stayed within like the realms of the hotel. I asked the front desk questions. I asked multiple people questions, not just somebody at the hotel. But if I went to a store, I would say, well, what about this area? I would ask questions. So I think that's one of the most important things, is ask a lot of questions. Do your research, know where your embassy is, wherever you travel, and be mindful. Be mindful of, your attire. I don't wear flashy things. I don't, any other time you might see my Louis suitcase and, my designer stuff, because I love designer things, right? But when I'm traveling by myself, I'm very low key. I'm very mindful that I'm by myself, and I don't need to stick out. I mean, I already stick out with blonde hair, okay? And if I got some color in it, I'm really sticking out. So I don't try to bring attention to myself. I really try to blend in with everybody else. And I just try to just chill, be chill. So getting into, the Christmas holiday, I want to hear about you guys' goals, what your plans are for the holidays. But I wanted to touch on a couple of things that, I thought about. I wanted to touch on a couple of things that have been brought to my attention when it comes to the holidays. And the first thing is, Christmas doesn't look the same for everybody, right? Some people celebrate Christmas by themselves. I'm one of those people. I don't really have to be with a big group. If I'm with my siblings and my kids, most of the time I'm good. But how does that feel? I think a lot of times when you do spend the holidays alone or by yourself or to yourself, people think that you're lonely. People think that maybe you are sad. But that's not the case. I'm one of those people. I'm definitely a loner. I'm definitely a person that would spend the holidays to myself. Hell, I don't even got to cook. I can get Wendy's for all I care. But I'd be content, you know. But is that healthy? And so I want to address, is that healthy? It's not, and these are the signs that it's not healthy. It's not healthy if you're depressed, you're laying in the bed all day, you're upset, you're dealing with different emotions. That's when you need to get out of the house. You do not need to be spending the holidays by yourself. Two, you lash it out on other people. You take your frustrations out on other people, going through the emotions, that type of thing. Three, I would definitely say is you got to be mindful with isolation. So I think your triggers, you know the things that make you tick or not. So I think you have to hone in on that. For me, I stay busy. Even at home, I'm doing something. I'm never idle. So I think that's a very important. If you are doing something during the holidays and you're by yourself, maybe that's a tradition that you can create for yourself and for your family. I'm one of those people that I can travel during the holidays, and I'm cool with that. I actually made an agreement with my children this year that I wasn't buying many gifts, that I would take them on a trip. And so we discussed, where they wanted to go and where they wanted to see. And that's what we did. And that's what we're doing, rather. So my kids are with their dad during during the holiday. And after the holiday, we will go on our trip. And that's their Christmas gift for me. Of course, I got, some gifts and some small gifts, but the big gift was the trip. And that's something that I wanted to do, memories I wanted to create with my children. I have a almost 13-year-old, almost 10-year-old. So, Christmas doesn't look the same as it used to when they were little. So what, traditions are you creating with your family that maybe, might be different for your family than others, but it works, right? So I think it's important for us to create our own traditions, our own family connections, things that make you happy and things that you can do with your family. It doesn't have to look the same as everybody else, and that's okay. And your traditions don't have to look the same as everybody else. So I think that's important. The other piece I wanted to touch on is being single during the holiday. It's important to be around family, loved ones, people that you love, if that's your space. If that's not your space, making sure that you are not in a negative space. You're making sure that you're not depressed, making sure you're not upset that you're by yourself. Speaking from a person that is single and spending the holidays by myself, I'm good. Like I just, went out of the country by myself, and that was amazing. Goals are personal. So spending that time alone is very important. You're able to hear God, you're able to hear yourself, you're able to hone in on who you are, you're able to see how you respond to things, how you click, how you tick, all of that. So the more time you spend with yourself, the more you get to know who you are. And when you're with other people, you're in a relationship, a lot of times we're catering to that person. We're doing what other people want us to do, or vice versa, right? So, be mindful to take time, at least 10 minutes a day, to spend time with yourself. Even if that means you got to go in the closet, mom, to get away from the baby for a second. Do that. You need that time to really decompress, get your thoughts together, process, and move forward as a person. The things that I did over my trip when I was alone was journaling. I journaled. I took lots of pictures. I watched the sunset. I watched the sunrise, and that was so gratifying. Being by the water recharges me. It helps me to really come to a good, calm space. And so that was really great. I was determined to not wake up in North Carolina. I was not waking up here. I wanted to wake up in another country, or another state. And I wanted to wake up in some warm weather and to make sure that I could continue to go into a new year, a new time around the new year around the sun in an effective way. And I wanted to pour back into myself. And so in doing that, that's what I did. I'm very mindful of my spending. I'm very mindful of, making sure I get the right deals. So I encourage everybody to download Skip Lag. You can watch flights. Skyscanner is another one that works when it comes to trying to find, inexpensive trips on a budget. So, you can travel and go different places, but you can do it smart and effective, and you can do it on a budget. So don't let anybody tell you, excuse me, that you can't travel internationally or domestic and you can't do it on a budget, because you can, because I'm the budget queen when it comes to traveling. Okay. So Christmas boundaries. What boundaries are you putting in place over the holiday to make sure you don't get upset, to make sure that you don't get flustered, to make sure that nobody triggers you? What things are you putting into place with your family, friends, loved ones, exes, whoever, that you're going to see over the holidays? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about, who you're going to see and how you're going to respond at the family, at the family gatherings? Auntie that comes up to you every year and say, let me get $50, whatever the situation is. What boundaries are you putting in place so that you can be successful as a person, so that you can be effective, and so that you can enjoy your holiday, right? For me, I keep my circle small, like I said, for the holidays. That's my boundary. And I understand it doesn't look like the normal, right? But it's been like that. Remember, I am a kid that grew up in foster care. I have floated from place to place, and the holidays like never felt correct, right? It felt missing. It felt like something was missing. I felt out of place. So I tend to create my own memories, however that looks. And so, whether that's watching movies, definitely listen to music. Gotta have the music blowing, okay? Blasting. And just, waking up to grace and being grateful, being having gratitude, knowing that I made it another year, knowing that he died on the cross for my sins, and just being grateful for him. And so for me, what do you define the holidays as? What do you define Christmas as? And what does that look like for you? And it doesn't have to look like anybody else's tradition. It can be your tradition. You could be you can eat hot dogs every Christmas. That's okay. If that's what you want to do and that makes you happy, eat your hot dog, sis. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody cave you in and put you in a box and tell you that you have to celebrate things a certain way. Be mindful of what triggers you have and what makes you click and tick. Christmas gratitude. What are you grateful for during this holiday season? You know, we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of buying gifts and catering to other people. But what are you grateful for, during this Christmas holiday? I would definitely want you guys to think about that. For me, I'm very grateful for my children. Um, I'm very grateful for God's grace, to see another year. The holidays for me, my birthday's at the holidays, so it's always me meshing, me mixing things together. And I remember the other day, a couple of weeks ago, I was telling my mentor, I'm like, I'm already taking my kids on a trip, and I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere for my birthday. And she was like, why? And I was like, I don't know. I think it's, I'm already doing something with the kids. She said, keyword, with the kids. And I'm like, you're right. And so I was like, let me get myself together. And I finally booked the trip. I booked the trip like a week before. Okay. So that's why I tell everybody, don't tell me you cannot travel on a budget, because sis travels on a budget and did it at the last minute and still was up under $1,000. Okay. So you can be smart and you can still enjoy yourself and you can still do things by yourself, but it's about being smart and being effective and being cost and making sure it's cost effective for that matter as well. So yeah, what are you grateful for? What and it does, and definitely not materialistically. What are you grateful for as a person? You have your life, health, and strength. You're alive. December 2021. Okay, when all these people have died and you're alive. So be mindful. Take time to breathe. Take time to be mindful of the grace that God has shown you, and show that same grace to somebody else and to others too. And what are you doing for yourself? What are you doing for yourself this holiday season? I know we constantly are pouring into other people. I know we are constantly, doing for other people, buying gifts for other people. But y'all getting gift cards from me, okay? I love you. But what are you doing for yourself? And so, for me, I would say the trip was me doing something for myself. That was me, not allowing my fear to control me, continuing to push forward and do things that gratify and uplift me. And going on the trip was that. So that's what I'm doing for myself. And what are your goals? What are your goals for this? We got what, 9 days left in this month. What goals are you trying to bang out these last 9 days of this quarter of this year? And be intentional. You can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. And I want to remind someone, and Hood Healer put this up the other day, and I had to say, you know what? I need to start reminding myself. $270, I think she said $276 a day is all you need to make to make six figures a year. What can you do, and what can you be intentional about to make $276 a day for you to make six figures? Okay. So I want, if you be intentional, if you really write your things out, and I'm a true believer that it's not golden until it's wrote out. So if you don't write that down on that piece of paper and it's just still up here, it's not accurate. It's not put out there in the atmosphere. Write it down, sis. Write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down in your journal. Write it in a song, write it in a poem, whatever you need to do, put it on paper so that you can bring that to life, and be mindful what you say to yourself. I keep saying this, and I'm going to continue to say this on my live. It's life and death in the power of the tongue. Be mindful what you say to yourself and how you talk to yourself, because what you say to yourself matters more than anything that anybody can say to you in life. Okay. And last but not least, I am officially doing the launch and the 1-year anniversary of my workbook, January the 23rd, on my daughter's birthday, 2022. I will release the location and all the rest of the logistics in the next week or two. But save the date, January 23rd, 2022, the 1-year anniversary of I Survive, You Can Too. If you don't have the book, be sure to click the link in my bio. Be sure to go to my website, www.aruthproctor.com, to purchase the book. The workbook will be on the website as well in the next month or so. And you'll be able to pre-order on the 23rd, as well as get the book at the event. And you'll be able to shop some of my refreshing health line that I have coming out as well. So stay tuned. Save the date, January the 23rd, 2022. Okay. That's what we're doing. The 1-year anniversary of I Survive, You Can Too. And just continuing to keep you guys updated on the workbook. But the workbook will be on pre-order on that day as well. Okay. Everybody, I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing, amazing holiday. Be safe, stay blessed, and remember to love you and to love on you. Put boundaries in place and continue to expound on that. Click like and share. Share this with someone that maybe need to hear it, maybe need help. I got so many messages while I was out of town, just about traveling alone and stuff. And so I'm going to try to be intentional and to put some more YouTube videos out there. I have a lot of footage that I need to put out there. Trying to debate on, if I need to just start another traveling channel, a vlog channel, or just merge it here too. So I'm trying to figure that out. Y'all, give me some tips. Give me some ideas if you know of any. Help us this out. Okay. Well, like I said, click like and share. Be sure to subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you next Wednesday. Women Supporting Women Wednesdays here at 9:15. Be safe and love you guys.